Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to look at the metabolic organelles and their roles in energy transformation in eukaryotic cells. The metabolic organelles within a cell are those necessary for energy conversion, either from one form of chemical energy to another, as with the mitochondria, or conversion of solar to chemical energy, as happens in the chloroplast. If you got a Jeopardy prompt saying the powerhouse of the cell, you could probably almost immediately respond with, what is the mitochondria? But let's zoom into one to talk a little about what that means in a cell. We'll look more at the process of cellular respiration in a later section, but know that the mitochondria, which are found in both plant and animal cells, is where most of that process will take place, and that the structure of the mitochondria is an important part of that process. Mitochondria have a double membrane, a smooth outer membrane, which helps to regulate transport into and out of the organelle, and an inner membrane folded into cristae. This is where the electron transport chain is located, and the folds help to increase the surface area so that we can pack more ATP production machinery into each mitochondrion. The intermembrane space is also important, as it allows for the generation of a hydrogen ion gradient, which will be used directly in the production of ATP, as we'll discuss when we come to look at chemiosmosis. The inner portion of the mitochondrion is filled with a semi-fluid substance called the matrix, which is where the citric acid cycle, the second stage of cellular respiration, will take place. The matrix also contains ribosomes, enzymes, and even DNA, such that the mitochondria is able to replicate independently of instructions from the nucleus. Scientists believe that this provides evidence of the evolution of mitochondria from prokaryotic organisms by a process called the endosymbiont theory. This theory suggests that an ancestral prokaryotic cell engulfed a smaller prokaryotic cell that could perform aerobic respiration, and that the two cells developed a symbiotic relationship. If the mitochondrion is the powerhouse of the cell, then the chloroplast is its solar panel. To look at one of these, we're going to have to move from our animal cell to a plant cell, as the chloroplast is one of the distinguishing features between plant and animal cells. Let's zoom in to have a look at this chloroplast here. Like the mitochondria, chloroplasts also have a double membrane surrounding them and regulating transport in and out. But, unlike the mitochondria, both of the chloroplast membranes are smooth. Inside of the inner membrane, we have a fluid called the stroma, and this is where the second stage of photosynthesis, the Calvin cycle, will take place. Similarly to mitochondria, chloroplasts also contain DNA, ribosomes, and enzymes, and are believed to have evolved from endosymbiosis in the same way that we just looked at for mitochondria. Within the stroma, we can see grana, or stacks of membrane discs called thylakoids. These are the parts that make plants green, as they contain the chlorophyll pigments which are used for the first stage of photosynthesis, called the light reactions. The final metabolic organelle we're going to look at are peroxisomes. These are found in both plant and animal cells, like this one here near the top of our plant cell model. And they're called peroxisomes because they contain enzymes that generate hydrogen peroxide. The major function of peroxisomes is to break down long-chain fatty acids by a process called beta oxidation. These can then be used for biosynthesis of other molecules, or can be utilized by the mitochondria for cellular respiration. Peroxisomes are also important in cellular detoxification, using the hydrogen peroxide they produce to oxidize drugs or other harmful substances to help protect the cell from damage. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to check out the other videos in this section.